Hey, good morning. How's everybody doing today? Doc here. I am doing fantastic breathing, and I'm on the right side of the dirt. Somebody told me that one time. I like that. So, welcome to Coffee and Stretches with Doc, where we're going to not only stretch our bodies, but stretch our mind and talk about some important topics of wellness. It's been a few weeks. I haven't been here in a few weeks, and even today I'm kind of bootstrapping it together. That's a term I'm really familiar with, coming from the military and the Marine Corps operations, and then also working in a kitchen for a long time as a chef and in the food industry. It's just kind of like how you operate. You always have like these procedures on how you're going to do things, and they always exist so you can rely on them, but all great good plans go to waste. So I'm here today. It's been a few weeks. I broke my tripod. I actually broke 2 tripods in one day, and I kind of used that as an excuse to not do my videos. And I meant to get a tripod yesterday, and I forgot. Man, what's going on? I don't know, but I'm a one-man show, and I'm trying to put this together, and I'm still just bootstrapping. If you were in the military, you're familiar with that term, or you might have just heard it along the way. But that means you just throw your boots on and you go, and you don't make excuses. You just suck it up and drive on. And I'm continuing to do that today, just like anything else. So, and I have kind of a philosophy on that, and I'm not perfect. Nobody is, and so I think perfection is for the weak. Perfection is for people that are too scared to fail, and failure is just part of the process. So sorry I missed a few weeks, but we're gonna keep trying to do this and establish a habit and get these videos keep coming to y'all, and I hope maybe it can help somebody learn a few things and have a few techniques and tips to live a better quality of life, which is 100% the goal all the time. So I just keep going back, reviewing my videos, making notes about things I can do to improve and ways that I can continue to get better at what I'm doing, and try to bring that forward to you. So I'm coming today, and I got no tripod still. I'll get one later. All right. But that's all right, because it kind of fits into what we're talking about today, and that's how I could be talking to myself about this situation, and your self-talk and your self-dialogue, and what that might really mean. And I just maybe several months ago learned that not everybody actually has a self-dialogue, which I find really, really strange and hard to understand, because just like me in real life, my self-dialogue never shuts up. It's just all the time. But the good news is I can control that. I have some control over it. So if I'm walking around all day long living in negative self-talk, which is like, oh man, you really screwed up. Oh man, you really shouldn't have done that. Oh man, what do those people think about you? I hope they don't, think you said something stupid, or, just living in that rhetoric inside your head that actually creates negative pathways inside your brain. And neuroscience can back me up on this. Modern psychology and the ideas of positive psychology use this understanding to help you, heal, to get better, to help people get better. So, what does your self-dialogue sound like? And if you have a self-dialogue, if you have self-talk, then it's quite possible that you are talking to yourself more than you talk to anybody else. And if you're treating yourself like a friend, or are you treating yourself like an enemy? Are you treating yourself like a loved one? And what does that mean to you? If sometimes people don't always talk the best to their loved ones, because they're the ones that kind of still love you anyways. And it's as screwed up as that sounds, that's kind of what damage and trauma does to people. So it actually all starts with your relationship with yourself. And that's how you and help can improve your relationship with others. And I'm learning this every day. Is like I said, I'm not perfect. My self-talk has gotten a lot better than from when I started with this process and started understanding and actually using principles of cognitive behavioral therapy on myself to start changing my perception about what was true, what wasn't true, and what was I feeding into myself. What kind of lies was I telling myself? You know, I used to walk around in a reality of what's called cognitive distortions. You know, if you make a mistake and you say, oh man, I'm such an idiot, well, that's actually a cognitive distortion, because smart people make mistakes. Okay, smart people make mistakes all the time. So you can't call yourself an idiot for making a mistake, because that's actually not logically correct. Now, if you could keep making the same mistake over and over and over again, well, now your self-talk might not need to come into reality and to terms with yourself, and you might need a little bit of tough love. And in tough love on yourself is good and all, but it should only be maybe about, in my opinion, 1% of your self-talk. Because really, the way we should be treating ourselves, the way we should be talking to ourselves is like that of, our dearest loved one. I always say like a grandma. Talk to yourself like the grandma you would never want to insult and say something terrible in front of. At least that's the way it was when I was growing up, and everybody was like, oh, don't offend Nanny, don't be mean, don't do that, she worked so hard to build this love in this family, and we don't want to break that. So as a matter of fact, that's the same kind of relationship I'm trying to build with myself, as weird as that may sound, and be very, very forgiving of the mistakes you make, because like I said, everybody makes mistakes. Failure is only part of the process, and that's just what I'm talking about every day when I say I bootstrap it together. I slap it together and figure out what my next move is and keep going. And it's not the most organized thing in the world, but it keeps me going. It keeps my mission going. It keeps what we're doing. And as I keep building steam and gain a team and people around me, that we're building this community that I can trust and people can trust, that we could just keep this thing going and really build something here. So I'm not going to beat myself up because I didn't make a few videos that day, or because I didn't write the blog I was supposed to write, or whatever it was. I didn't get my morning yoga in, I ate something bad. There's no reason to beat yourself up over that, because you're the only one of you have, right? So be nice to yourself. And so that's kind of why I want to reiterate why it's important. And that's because when you have these connections in your brain that run through these negative self-talk pathways all the time, those are the connections your brain are going to start to rely on the most. And our brain is very plastic. It can be mended, it can be fixed. However, you have to put the work in, just like mending, just like molding plastic, you're going to have to physically manipulate it. Well, you're going to have to change your self-talk and what that sounds like, and you'll start creating new, better, positive, more positive pathways. If you drop the judgments, the stereotypes, the biases, and these types of things, and really take a step back and say, why do I believe the things that I believe, and try to start challenging them in a metacognitive way, meaning that's how thinking about how you think. Okay, I know I'm human. I know I have an ego, and I know I have a tendency to let the ego rule the roost sometimes. So is that me talking, or is that my ego talking? And is that really what I want to be saying? And you have a chance to do that inside of your head before anything ever comes out of your mouth. And you also have a chance to filter the things that come out and the things that come in. The things that you allow yourself to take into your own heart can be filtered out as well. So that's the other flip side of it, and I hope that all kind of makes sense. But yeah, right on. Thanks for listening. We're going to do a little mindless self-promotion. Right now, I put my website up there. The link is www.greensidetw.com. I have affiliation agreements, supplements, and botanicals, essential oils through Plant Therapy. Awesome, all tested, third-party tested products. If you go through my website and purchase their products, then that's my affiliation, and I get commission on that, and that's what allows me to do what I'm doing right now. So that's a great way to support me, and not only me, but also Operation Live Long, which is the initiative that Greenside Total Wellness has to support the veteran and service-connected community, the veterans and their families, for natural healing methods that can help get them out of a pill bottle that the VA tends to trap us in. So with that being said, I will now go into the belly breaths. This is actually the most simple, easy breathing exercise almost anybody can do. It's the one that most people know, but they may not actually know. Soft belly breathing is a really, really great way to engage your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the part of your body that helps you relax. And so this is the part of my body that I'm always trying to engage, because I'm always like so amped up. So I'm always just trying to bring myself back down by engaging my parasympathetic nervous system. And there's lots of ways that you can do that. But soft belly breathing is a really easy technique, because in about 3 to 5 breaths, you can actually really make a huge energy shift from inside your body. And the more you practice it, the more you get better at it, and the better you get at it, the more routine it becomes. And if it becomes routine, then all of a sudden you're just like routinely engaging your parasympathetic nervous system all the time, and you're gonna be like, you know, one of those people, and that'd be great. So all right, let's take a minute. If you're sitting up in your chair, you just kind of want to position yourself in a way where your posture is up, your spine is straight, your neck is straight, your head is level, your eyes are level. You can kind of give yourself, maybe look up a little as you close your eyes. You can take your hands, place them in your lap, palms up like this, okay? The idea is the in through your nose and out through your mouth. I like to add the element of the ocean sounds as you're breathing in. I'm kind of exaggerating a little bit, so maybe y'all can hear it on camera. But as you're doing this, I really want y'all to focus what it feels like as your breath is coming in through your nostrils and then out through your mouth, and feel where your breath is, and you feel it as you're coming out. So that's the mindful part of it. And we'll just go ahead and give 3 good soft belly breaths, and y'all can follow along as you like. And here we go. I'm, like I said, close my eyes, posture straight. And I'm going to take a big deep breath in through my nose. I'm going to hold it at the top just a second, and then let it out. And I'm going to give it another little pause at the bottom. In. Out. In. Out. One more. And as I exhale, I like to pretend like my belly is made of butter. It kind of is anyways. But I like to kind of pretend like it's made of butter, and it's just melting down a little bit. Just soft, and they say soft belly. Just pretend your muscles and everything is just kind of melting down a little bit. And that's kind of the visual I like to give myself as I'm breathing out. And you'll kind of find yourself settling down into that kind of idea or atmosphere. So that was it. That was the soft belly breathing. That's a really important technique that anybody can rely on anytime that they're feeling a little stressed out. It only takes, less than a minute to make an energy shift towards being more calm and collective and trying to let your parasympathetic nervous system step in and take over. So thank y'all for that. I really appreciate y'all being here. I didn't even take a sip of my coffee, which I usually do. It was still hot, but I do appreciate y'all being here. And that was Coffee and Stretches with Doc. Have a great day.